Hello everybody, my name is Erica and welcome to the Diabetes Diaries. Full disclaimer, while I do live with type 1 diabetes, I am not a doctor, I do not work in medicine, I am not a trained professional. If you have any doubts or you're not sure about any of the information that I'm giving you, please do go and see someone who is a professional. If you are new here, what I do is I go over various points about diabetes type 1, I explain them in simple terms that can be easily understood, and I hope to educate people on this condition that I live with. Today I'm going to be going over what diabetes 1 actually is and what the signs are. Now, without further ado, let's get to the first point. What is diabetes type 1? Type 1 diabetes is a medical condition that affects your body's ability to produce insulin. It is very serious, it lasts your entire life, and it can be deadly if you don't manage it. The cells that make insulin in the pancreas are attacked by your own body, and they can't make any more. This leads to high blood sugar that can't come down, which in turn leads to the signs that I'll talk about later. For now, let me explain what the pancreas is. Pancreas is an organ that sits just under your stomach, and it makes a lot of different things. One of the most important things it makes is insulin, which is what controls the blood sugar in your body. In a normal person's body, insulin is made in the pancreas and it's used when it's needed. In a diabetic person's body, this doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen properly. What insulin does is it takes the sugar in your blood from your food and drink, and it takes it to the cells where it needs to be. When there isn't any in your blood, the sugar has nowhere to go. It isn't being taken anywhere, so it just stays there. This is what causes the signs known as the 4 T's. So what are the 4 T's? The 4 T's stand for toilet, thirsty, tired, and thinner. I will go over what each of these mean and why they happen. Number 1, toilet. This is talking about how someone who doesn't know they have diabetes needs to go and pee a lot. Their blood sugar is really high and their body is trying to clear it out with water, which is what brings me to the next sign. Number 2, thirsty. Because your body is clearing out sugar with water, it needs to replace what it's lost to keep a high enough level in your body so that you stay healthy. On top of this, it needs even more water to continue clearing the sugar. The result of this is you are very, very thirsty almost all the time. Unfortunately, a lot of people who are undiagnosed don't realize that drinking things like juice, fizzy drinks like Coca-Cola or Sprite, and sweet tea replace the sugar as well as the water and actually make things worse. Now on to the next 2 signs. Number 3, tired. Your energy comes from the sugar in your blood being put into your cells. With no insulin to do that, your body can't actually get any energy and you start feeling tired, exhausted, and drained. At my worst, before I knew I had diabetes, I could barely walk from one room to the other before I needed to sit down. And finally, the last sign, number 4, thinner. With no energy coming from your food and drink, your body starts using its own fat and even muscles for energy. You lose a lot of weight very fast. Okay, so you might be thinking, what's wrong with that? But I would never recommend not taking your insulin as a way to lose weight. It is extremely dangerous and could get you really, really sick. I'm talking hospital stay sick. The high level of sugar in your blood can also lead to another condition called DKA, which can be caught early by these 4 signs and which I'll cover in a different video. I hope this was helpful and that it answered some of your questions on the topic. Here was my day, and feel free to leave your questions in the comments.
It is just about 20 to 7 in the morning. I've just woken up and my blood sugar is 155. I'm gonna have breakfast soon and I'll check in when I'm doing that.
Alright, it is about 7:30, which means I'm going to have breakfast now. My blood sugar is now 153 up there in millimole, and I'm going to just be having 2 slices of toast that are about 1.5 kgs each, or 15 grams of carbs, and that amounts to about 30 grams, so I'm going to be having 6 units this morning. It is now almost exactly 12 o'clock, which means it's time for lunch. I have checked my blood sugar. My blood sugar is 171 milligrams. I went to the dentist, but my mouth now has enough feeling back that I can eat lunch. I'm going to be eating some pretzel pieces, about 50 grams, which is about 3 kgs or 30 grams of carbs. I'm going to be taking 6 units for it, and I will check in when I give my next blood sugar. Okay, it is about 3:15, which means I would like to have a snack. My blood sugar is a little bit high, it's 232, so that's going to add about half a unit onto my dose. I want to have about 2 kgs or 20 grams carbs worth of rice with some sausage pieces, and that's going to be about 4 units or 4.5 with correction. It is about 6:30, which means I'm eating dinner now. I already had rice and some sausage pieces earlier as a snack, so I'm eating the final part of my dinner now, which is just some green beans. My blood sugar is 53 milligrams, which should be up there in millimole. And I'm also going to have half a cup of apple juice just to bring my blood sugar up a little bit. This half cup of apple juice is about 2 kgs. The green beans I think are about 1, so that brings us to 3 kgs in total, or about 30 grams of carbs, which should be 6 units, but because of my low blood sugar, it's taking off 0.7 units, which means I will only be taking 5.3. Okay, so as you can probably tell by the angle, I've just finished filming the main information section of my video, but I just want to give you a quick update on my blood sugar. It was below 60 before dinner, and I was really feeling it. And I did have to drink a little bit more apple juice afterwards, but now my blood sugar is 147 milligrams, always up there in millimole. And what is my snake doing? And I'm feeling a lot better. I will check in just before bed. It is now about 9 o'clock in the evening. I'm super tired. I've just taken my makeup off. My blood sugar is 149. And I'm not going to eat anything else, so I'm going to do evening skincare, brush my teeth, and go to bed.